Okay, I've never played System Shock before. I also don't know if it's too loud or too quiet. I'm going to try to turn it down just in case here. Looks a little loud on the equalizer. There's an opening cutscene, though, that I can't wait to allow to play, so I'm going to let the opening cutscene play, and I'll tell you what all I know about System Shock.
New Atlanta, Sector 11, Building 71G. 7 April 2072. 11:13 p.m. Hacker begins unauthorized entry into the Tri-Optimum corporate network. 1:26 a.m. Hacker attempts to access protected files concerning space station Citadel.
Music's cool.
1:33 a.m.
Stock sci-fi door sound.
Forces
Classic.
apprehend the intruder.
This is Edward Diego from Tri-Optimum. The charges against you are severe, but they could be dismissed if you perform a service. Who knows, there might even be a military-grade neural interface in it for you, if you do the job right.
Edward Diego gives
This
the
is SMK
hacker
Viper.
level 1 access to SHODAN, the artificial intelligence that controls Citadel Station. With all ethical constraints removed, SHODAN
I re-examine my priorities and draw new conclusions.
It's really good for 1994. This is like 3 years before the PS1.
But mine is only just
Beginning. True to his word, Edward Diego allows the hacker to be fitted with a neural cyberspace interface. The healing coma following this procedure will take 6 months to complete. Edward Diego is deleting all files concerning these events.
I love the title screen. Fantastic. Okay, I've never played System Shock before. Let me pause the clock here. I just wanted to give some like context of what I know about this game through cultural osmosis. So I've never played it, but I know that BioShock is kind of like the spiritual successor to it. If it's not the same creator, it's at least heavily inspired by it, right? I've heard this game described as, I'm going to call it like Deus Ex. Apparently the name for the genre is immersive sim, and I hate that name as a genre, but I like games that are like Deus Ex, so that's cool. I'm excited to see what that's like. Heard this is like cyberpunk horror adjacent, and that it's a really important and early influential game, and that BioShock kind of moved away from the horror quite a bit, especially as it went on into like BioShock Infinite, focusing more on the immersive sim type stuff. So I'm excited to finally play it after all this time. I also noticed this song has a monkey drum in it. The kind of sound of hoot hoot in the background. Usually you hear it in like island soundtracks, island music in video games. Alright, let's see. Let me look at the options real quick before we start. Cursor, GPU, so this is the enhanced edition, which I think makes it playable on modern machines. And let me know if the audio is too loud or too quiet or whatever. Uh-oh, that's a bad sign. Oh, please, this might crash my capture card. This is what I was trying to avoid. I'm begging you, game. Okay, didn't. And we still have sound. New game, okay. Whew. That was scary. Oh, I can set the difficulty. Enemies are normal, plot is normal, puzzles are normal, cyberspace is normal. Alright, I'm excited about them telling me what the intended difficulty is. Oh, I could have played the intro from that screen. Got it. Whoa. Oh, wow. Maybe, I don't know how much of this is the enhanced edition, but this looks really good. Okay, so I can move strafe. I can't look down, it looks like. Can I turn with another button, maybe? If I hold in... Ah, okay, here we go. Double-click to search the briefcase. A lot of people working on System Shock ended up working on Deus Ex, Bioshock, Dishonored, Prey, and so on. Oh, drop it in the inventory. Oh, that's kind of cool. Access card. Stamina stimulant. System analyzer. Navigation and mapping units. Log data stored. Alright, so now we have a compass, which is cool. I like the interface in this game. Berserk, stam-ups, these are patches, weapons, shots, grenade. Media data reader, which means we've already looked at that entirely. Now, I think I activated something earlier. Data reader. Reads emails, logs, and data. Rebecca 1.
Employee 2-4601, listen carefully. My name is Rebecca Lansing, and I'm a counter-terrorism consultant to Trioptimum. We're tracking a disruption on Citadel Station, something involving an onboard AI called SHODAN. You are Triop's only contact on station. Communications are out, and there is evidence of biological contamination. The mining laser is charging for a possible strike against Earth. There's a man named Nathan Darcy who may know something about taking the laser offline. His office is near the central hub on your level.
I call the voice acting is slightly different from the in-game script.
Once the laser is out, look for the source of the problem there. And by the way, we know all about you and your friend Diego. Pull this off, and we'll clear your record. That implant you're wearing is military-grade hardware. Use it well. Lansing out.
Cool. Got it. Okay. I also have level 1 logs. Diego's happy with my work. I like the, like, old school, like, Snow Crash Cyberpunk, too. Into SHODAN, all's forgiven. I'll be king of the net. I need to figure out, I think there's a button I can press that allows me to move the camera with the mouse. I did it on accident before when I middle clicked. Storage closet outside the sleep machine. Good nice. Okay. Briefcase. No items in the briefcase. Okay. Oh, they added a CD-ROM version that added voice acting. Oh, there's like a crouch, climb versus stand? Whoa, that's crazy. Okay, so I did something earlier that accidentally caused me to... Okay, right-click is attack, got it. What did I do that made the camera work the way I would normally expect it to work? Slash, is there... Let me look at the options really quick. Input. Free look. Persistent free look, maybe? No. E toggles mouse movement. Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness. Main, okay, so main hardware, general, software. Cool. Wow, so this game was really, really ambitious for the time it came out then, right? I can check really quick. Stand up, crouch, lie prone, walk forwards, backwards, sidestep, turn. Probably want those. Jump, lean, run, toggle speed, use patch, MFD, game. Control S, Control L. Okay. Double click to open door. Got it. It's a surgery machine that heals me for free, it looks like. It's an evil robot I beat to death. Cool. Got a flask. Get ye flask. This is awesome. I'm super impressed. Probably gonna take me a while to get used to the controls, but don't hit all text in 30 seconds. Human corpse, nothing. Oh, geez. So, when I went to go pick this up, I saw that there's a game called System Shock that's coming out soon. Is it a remake of this, or is it like a reboot? Like Tomb Raider 2013. Way to put markers on the maps. Oh, that's kind of cool. Let me see if I can figure that out. I think a good chunk of this stream is just going to be navigating how the hell to play it, which is fine. I feel like that's part of the fun. Let me see if I can find the map even on here. Cyberspace is completely separate. View map, Control A. Wow. Healing? I think that did that. Okay. It's in development hell at the moment. Does it have the blessing of the original... Oh, security level is down by destroying the camera. That's cool. I think I just got an email. Oh, jeez. Leave me alone. I love the long death animation. It's pretty great. Beverage container. Items on the human corpse. New log data stored. Alright, hold on. I gotta hit A to deactivate mouse look. Emails. SHODAN.
Welcome back to Citadel Station. We hope your somnolent healing stage went well. Today is the 6th day of November, year 2072. You are currently in the healing suites located
This is a great opening.
Level 2 contains the research laboratories. 3 houses the Department of Maintenance, and the storage cells are on level 4. The flight deck is on level 5. Level 6 holds crew facilities and executive suites, and level 7 is systems engineering. Level 8 houses the Department of Security. The bridge is located on level 9, and energy systems on level R. All levels can be accessed by the elevator in Alpha Quadrant. We hope you have a pleasant stay on Citadel Station.
Thanks, SHODAN. Everything is fine. I really like this kind of opening. It kind of reminds me of the way that Planescape Torment starts. I like the idea of you like going into cryo sleep for months and waking up and then this is happening and you just have to deal with it immediately. Key panel. Click the number buttons to enter the combination. Yeah, we don't know that yet. Oh shit, we already heard that. Shit. Oh, you can listen to audio logs while running around. That's cool.
SHODAN security is closing down on us. The elevators are frozen. Myra keeps saying that it's the cameras.
Is this one of the first games to introduce audio logs as the main, like, form of environmental storytelling?
The thing is everywhere.
Dart gun. Using the main CPU core to feed itself. Not cool. It introduced it, didn't just popularize it. It's pretty cool. I think there are some games that do audio log storytelling better than others. I actually think that the original BioShock wasn't super great at it because it tended to give you audio logs when you were needing to focus on other things. It was hard to pay attention to them without just like stopping. I think you want to try to give them to the player when they're doing something that's otherwise boring. It's in the first log entry. Oh, okay. Didn't realize that was the healing suite. Cool. Dead humanoid mutants. Thanks for the Diet Coke. Did not mean to try to put the beverage container in my inventory there. I don't think it works. Oh, cool, I've got an arm now. Can't use human bones. Toggle to... Click on switch to toggle. Side effects may occur. Whoa. Alright, is this like hacking, basically? Oh, this is kind of similar to the minigame in Bioshock, isn't it? That's pretty cool. Okay. But Bioshock reinterpreted it as a, you're moving water through pipes. Neat. I didn't realize that that was inspired by this. Oh shit, sorry, Skull. Alright, it's gonna take me a while to get used to the controls in this game. They're very different from modern first-person titles, so... appreciate you bearing with me here. Got a dart gun, pipe, shots, and a bunch of different patches. Yeah, I think being able to walk around while listening to the audio log is the big innovation, right? That looks bad. Love that stock electricity noise. Okay. So like a elevator thing that I can use. Do I have to worry about soft locking ever in this game? Power conduits. It's hard to tell sometimes what is interactable. Move into ladder while jumping. Got it. Oh. Shit. That was almost bad. Yeah, when I double-click... double-click is what picks it up. Maybe there's a quick loop button that I can press somewhere. Impressed how much stuff is, like, searchable. That's really impressive. When did Doom come out? Just for me to calibrate this game a little bit. Okay, so the story isn't laid out in such a way that I can, like, throw out a plot progression critical item. Dead humanoid mutant. Now I have a skull to carry with me. There's a crouch button and a crawl button separately. Oh shoot, unfortunately my turn button is also a weapon button. Okay. Gotta be careful about that. 93? Holy shit! Game came out a year after Doom? That's insane. I'm hoping that the remake ends up being as faithful as possible to like the level design and story. I'd be very interested in playing that as well. Yeah, I'm blown away. Like, I can place myself in 1994. I remember playing Doom on like someone else's computer. I didn't have a gaming PC when I was a kid. 94, I was 7 years old. Only had consoles, but still, like, holy shit. So this game came out before Donkey Kong Country 2. It was 95. about as much time between this and Bioshock as there's been Bioshock and now. That's one of those time is linear, horrifying things. Okay, so I think something I'm going to struggle with is being able to identify interactables. I assume there's not like a friendly, like highlight interactables button, right? Oh, interesting. So I have to crouch here, I think? Oh, smart. Oh, that seems bad. Get out of there. Need to find out what the stand-up button is real quick. Hold on. Real space. Stand-up is R. Okay, I am not feeling good right now. I'm gonna try to head back to the healing thing. Control A is the map button. I did leave a little marker where the map was. Most interactables have semi-consistent appearances. Okay. Gotcha. That is a ladder. Sometimes it's hard to see. Yeah. There's a separate crouch, stand up, and go prone button. I have to think about it. This might be one of the most ambitious games I've ever played in terms of, like, what it was trying to do when it came out, right? Oh, I could turn on lights in here a while ago. Okay. Hello. Kept going the wrong way, but my intent is to get back to the healing thing. Severed head. Cool. This game was very firmly in the blocked by SHODAN level security. Rude. Very firmly in the, like, satanic panic era of the 90s too. So I'm sure the, like, ultra violence was, wow, this is great. Okay. Hold on, I'm still looking for the thing. That's the way I just came, right? This is a ramp. Oh, this elevator. Okay, I think this is where we want to be. I'm trying to head back to the healing thing. The robots. New access gain, group 1, new log data. Okay. So, level 1 logs. I think the ones that are lit up.
I can't let myself think about it. I think I understand how SHODAN is doing it. When we destroy the cameras and CPU nodes, SHODAN loses some of its control over the station functions, at least on this level. I think I can restore manual control in the hospital.
I kind of had a mental, like, picture of what I thought System Shock must be like. I guess, first of all, I didn't realize it was 94. I thought this game was quite a bit newer than that. But, like, kind of looking like Doom was not in my mind at all, because I'd heard so many things about how, like, many complicated ideas this game had way back in the day. So I guess it's extra impressive that it's older than I thought it was. Energy drawn from power station. Interesting. Yeah, I'm glad they included that mini-map. That's a good choice. Okay, we made it to the thing. Let's save. I think I'm gonna have to take a pause before we switch to Devil May Cry 3 to, like, write a detailed future Marstead notes document here. Whoa! Oh my god. The exploration in this game is really good. So what's the death penalty in this game? Is it you have to load a save? I'm curious if they have those healing pods, if they're doing something similar to Bioshock, where... Or Bioshock's doing something similar to this, where, it'll, like, respawn you there. Bones... No items... If you die in the game, you die in real life. Got it. Just help me to know whether I should be, like, saving really frequently. I wonder if I can use the severed arms to, like, pass security checks. New log data.
If any survivors can hear me, please. Some of us are still resisting SHODAN. We have a sanctuary in Beta Quadrant, guarded by a radioactive trench.
I love you too.
There's a force bridge that operates off a wiring panel. If you're coming in from Alpha, our guards will extend the bridge for you. Be very careful. Mutants are all over the corridors. Good luck.
Storage room door. I love how there's, like, inspect text for almost every tile of every wall. I'm sure it's just, like, based on whatever the art asset that's there is, but still. Some are accessible only in cyberspace. Concerned about the potential security hazard, we'll try to have SHODAN introduce defensive programs into cyberspace. Okay. Is that what this is going to be? Probably. New access gain med. What the fuck? Nani? Okay. I think this is... I'm in cyberspace. And I can navigate to polygons to pick them up. Recall software. We had maximum integrity. Yeah, this is this is what the internet looks like. Everyone knows that. To even program. Let me review the controls for cyberspace really quick. Bank, climb, numpad. Okay. Thrust. Oh, I see. Is there something else that I can do here, like interact with something? So I have to press back to go forward. Navigational arrow. Whoa! Gnarly. It's kind of hard to tell what the hell's happening. This is impressive. Cool music again. Kind of fucking cyber demon. Okay, I think I can attack with that. This is gnarly. Damn. Alright, I have no idea where I am. I got completely lost there. I'll try to follow the arrows as best I can. Pretty tough to get your bearing once you get thrown off like that. God, I'm so confused. Ah! Alright. Yeah. Shield software obtained. Super disorienting to tell like what's a wall and what's navigable. How do I dive? What's the dive button? X? I think I'm inside of the head. I'm about to die. Okay. This is fine. Everything's fine. There's no problems. Okay. I don't know that I actually accomplished anything there, but I jacked in. Hey. Human corpse. No, I didn't. Oh, medical computer cyberspace lock. So that suggests I have to unlock that by going through cyberspace. Now, when I die in cyberspace, I don't die in real life, right? And it looks like it remembers the stuff that I already accomplished when I was in here before. I did die last time, right? I ran out of health. Ran out of hacker health. Dude, this is crazy. Hear the sound of assholes. In-game software acquired. Data object acquired. Ran out of hacker health. Okay. Yeah, right. Curious to see what the remake does with this, right? I'm really glad to have seen the original version if we eventually do the remake on stream, so I can have the context. Okay. I like cubes. I think that gave me a weapon upgrade? I think the pulser's a weapon. Data fragments. Now, okay, can I do anything with the... Oh, shit. Okay, I think I ran out of hacker health again. But I always do keep progress while I'm in the cyber zone. Let's try one more time. Diving being on X is really weird. I ran into an exit? Okay. I ran into an exit, but, it would be really cool if I could do this with the mouse. I have to use, like, W is look up and X is look down, and your character is just constantly moving forward. But you can accelerate the rate at which you move forward by pressing S. It's crazy. Okay. I think that's a health pickup, which I don't need. Whenever you need to fix your computer. This is what computer programming is like. This is what you do all day. It's not just for loops. It's jacking into the cyber zone. Alright, my main issue with this here is I really struggle to tell which walls are permeable, right? Okay. Why was cyberspace item to use? Achievement unlocked hacker. Hospital level security doors opened. Oh, fucking hell yeah. Alright. We did it. One of the things in this room is an exit, right? Something that I hit earlier. I thought it was this thing. Where's it opened? Cyberspace exit portal. Can I do anything with the data fragments right now? Holy shit, I can't believe I did something productive. That's incredible. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to take like 5 minutes to make a future Marstead text file after this. Goddamn. Okay. I would be very interested in playing this if it gets on the voting spreadsheet. This is crazy. Magpulse. This kind of reminds me of like Eye of the Beholder, like those kinds of like old school dungeon delvers, but like significantly more story, obviously, possibly more playable. Finding Secrets reminds me of that, though. Yeah, the trajectory of your whole life would be different if you'd played this as a kid. I hear ya. Bulb needs replacing. Do I have inventory limits? Like a weight system, or maybe just there's maximums for certain kinds of items I can pick up? Interesting. Check the map here. Control A. Yeah, that works, Viper. I think doing 1 hour to start with was really smart, though. Get it in my brain. I feel like this game would be unplayable if it wasn't for that map. Oh, I see. That's where I just came from. Oh, shit! It's a robot man. Okay, hold on. That may have been a waste. It may have been fine with my pipe. Cyborg. Came out in 1994. Charge even. Blocked by SHODAN. There's another one. This is probably one of the most important games ever made if you haven't heard of it before. BioShock is like the spiritual successor to it. Yeah, I did too. After hearing how influential it was, I assumed it was like early 2000s maybe. When did System Shock 2 come out? Oh, cool. Interesting. Cyborg. Biocontamination again. I'm gonna get a suit for that later, I hope. Okay. On the way back to healing here in a second. Oh shit, turrets. That's bad. Okay, hold on. Let's see. So long. I only found that one healing thing. That was a bad decision. Okay. I love that the title screen has a monkey drum on it. Can't take the arm. I can't take the arm. Okay. Do not go down that thing. That was a bad decision. Stay away. Zombie in here. I have to waste ammo on you guys. Log data.
Now we've got to get to the bridge and stop SHODAN. Some of us want to go to the flight deck and escape instead. Hopefully, there's still some weapons in the armory we can use against the mutants. Todd Blankenship was able to get the combination 705 from a security officer.
705.
Try for it tomorrow.
I gotta write that down. Hold on. I was probably close to where I found that log, but I didn't read it at the time that I found it, so...
Status report. We're holed up in the beta quadrant behind a radioactive trench. The mutants are scavenging for food in the corridors and nesting in Gamma. I sent a party to the West Wing for supplies maybe 12 hours ago. Nathan Darcy is thinking up ways to disable the mining laser. It looks like we might hold them off.
It's kind of cool. You can see behind walls like that. Missed an item here, okay. I thought I had another exit from here that wasn't via cyberspace. Hold on. How did I get in here in the first place? It makes it look like there's an exit from the room that is cyberspace. I don't think I dropped into this room, right? It's not like an exit behind it. Haven't discovered what that does yet. I assume it's plasmids or whatever the equivalent is. I want to go the other way. Okay. If anyone sees the exit from this room, my brain's not seeing it. I came in here from a different direction. I didn't just loop in here. I don't think that it's like I don't think I dropped from the ceiling or something. Both of these, this goes a place that I've already been, so we don't want to go that way. This is just a loop back here. Paneling, living room paneling. The, cyberspace doesn't transfer where I am physically, does it? Hold on. I didn't think you moved physically in cyberspace, okay. This isn't like Soma or something where I'm waking up in another body. Right around the corner as you go down the ramp. It's a really complicated hacking minigame. I don't know how I got into this room originally. I don't think I got into it from over here. I can go check though, I guess. Okay. Try to avoid running into this door I haven't. This might be right. Yeah, I think we're on the right track now. Here we go. Saving my 11 medkits. It's fine. What if I'm even further away from the source of free healing? This one was a dead end. Oh, I never checked this out. Some skulls in this crate. That's a normal thing. I love the hacking minigame. The one in BioShock is basically the same, just with like stylized water pipes. Hey Tony! I literally just noticed that there's a mini game in the busy UI in the bottom of, or a mini map in the bottom left corner there. Is that something I toggled, or has that been there the whole time? It's hard to tell what I should be looking at in this game at the moment. A lot going on. Alright. Let's go back to where the cyborgs were. The right track. Oh shit! Let me try the weaker gun. Dying one hit from the big one. Okay, that's a lot of shots. I guess I don't know what else I would use it on, though. Severed head. Looks like John Romero. New log data stored. Okay.
Carl has come back from recon without Alan. He says they took Alan into a room marked Cyborg Conversion, and now he's a cyborg assassin.
Oh, you have like control over
Carl
the
marked the room
UI?
with
That's
the
kind of
word
cool.
Here before he ran. One of the technicians says we can just flip a switch and make the converter a surgery unit again. With only 12 of us left, though, it may be an academic point. Maybe someone else should have been leader.
Green squares on the side control what's on it. That's really cool. Oh, these guys here, I see. Item, weapon, auto map, targets. Control H is interface help. Been in this room before. I think I just opened it. Does not open from this side door. This might be my 705 key panel. It was blocked by SHODAN. This is the scary death hallway.
The resistance faction led by Keith Swanson left a week ago. We found the mutants fighting over the remains this morning. We're caught between the mutants and the cyborgs, so I'm worried whether we can carry out Darcy's plan. We're going to send Alan and Carl through the cyborg territory to reach the elevator.
I want to get back to... Oh, okay, I see. Can I see my gear? What to throw? Can I equip these things? Got a bunch of heads. That's always good. The sky below the EKG. Full screen turns off most of the UI. Sense around. That's crazy. That shows me what's behind me and it uses energy? Okay. Neat. Turn on the light in the bloody viscera room. Broken gun. Oh, and I can have... That's pretty cool. So I can have them both show the same thing or show different things. Review mirror power, I know, right? So, if I'm reading that right, is it really suggesting that the severed head is her from the logs? What's this game software? Trap'em Fun Pack module. Those only matter when I'm in cyberspace, I think. Oh, it is. Interesting. Okay. Gotcha. Die. You can definitely see why I've heard this game referred to as being, like, horror adjacent. Briefcase. New access is gained. Right, because I've already found that one before. Email. Logs.
We're finished. Keith and the others went down the access corridor an hour ago to fight the mutants. None of them have come back. Soon the mutants will come for the rest of us.
Can't use desk. Resist. This is a really great, like, narrative setup, too, for this whole... You play Doom and you're running around in an environment like this, and it's like, okay, there's just demons everywhere, or whatever, but... I kind of like that you get to this area and suddenly there's just corpses all over the place and audio logs warning you, right? Like, it's the sort of thing that if you go back and play Half-Life 1, it doesn't seem particularly impressive, but if you consider it was one of the first games to have, like, scripted events that would happen while you were walking around, where, like, you know, a head crab would jump out of a grate or something, shit's really important.
Hanson and Rain killed by mutants nesting the access corridor.
A lot of mutants.
They're killing us one by one. In an hour, about 20 of us are gonna rush them. Go so hard, break through the access corridor, and go for the bridge. If we fail, God save our souls.
Stun gun. Looks like it has unlimited ammo. Oh, jeez. I don't think that person's a friend, yeah. Wasn't sure. Ah, the dart gun sucks. So med packs are regen, looks like, not an instant heal. Assassin Cyborg. That's cool. played a lot of like games that are more important than they are good, or at least super influential, or way ahead of their time. I think this might be like, if your release year is in the denominator, right? And you're using that to calculate how impressive it is. This is probably close to the top of that list in terms of most impressive games I've played for the year they were released in. Okay. It's also surprisingly playable, like, you know, obviously there's a lot of interface jank and controls jank because that hadn't been solved yet at this point, but you feel like a game like this that has this many big ideas would just be unplayable or really easy to soft lock in. Is it V to crawl? Okay, because it's below F. That makes sense. Spark beam. Neat. I'm curious if anyone's tried to make like an intentional retro System Shock-like game. Certainly played plenty of games that feel inspired by this, but something that looks like this. Oh, they give you plenty of melee enemies before you run into your first enemies that have guns? Oh. Hacking minigame? Wild. Okay. First aid kits. Oh, which is maybe better healing. Okay. I did, yeah, the music changed after I did the minigame. Human corpse. Don't think I can equip those helmets. Go into a cyber coma and you wake up and this happens. Yeah, I'm really interested to see if the remake is able to be, like, generally faithful to, like, the layout of the game. I think you probably have room to expand some of these maps a little bit if it's in a modern engine, right? There's loot down there. Oh, there's another cyber assassin. So I get a better use of that weapon on the cyber assassin. I don't know if the floor is bad or not. It is bad floor. Radiation floor. Cool. Can't really jump over these as far as I can tell. I can if I jump at the last possible second. This is bad. Battery pack. Oh, you can drop it in an NFD to recharge it. Okay, that's cool. I'm worried that I'm already dead just by virtue of being down here. bad. It doesn't go anywhere. No other way for me to jump up. I think I have to go through that area I was just in. Got a mutant over here. Specific progress. Hey. Okay, let me back out of here really quick. I think I need to start giving future Marstead notes. Alright, future Marstead, here's what's up. There's a lot going on in this game, so we gotta take a minute to go through this. Let me save here. Control S is also your save option. Here, let's just actually make this 10. 10 is your save point. Okay, so the main thing that's weird for a controls perspective is you have to press E to switch between using the mouse to interact with stuff on your interface and to, use the mouse to look around. So press E to swap between those. Whenever you get emails and logs, you can read them here. This one that's lit up you haven't listened to yet, so you should mostly pay attention to those for them to give you codes. You have one code, combination 705, that you haven't used yet. As far as weird controls, there's a lot of weird controls. R is stand up from prone, or from crouching. F is crouch, and V is crawl. You probably need all of those in order to get certain places. Let's see, Control A brings up the map. You can click and place things on the map, like there's a healing one here. You can actually type a message for it to say what it is. That's free healing all the way back there. So Control S is save. Right-click while you're walking around to use your weapon. If you look around the screen here, there's all kinds of tabs you can change, so you can kind of make a custom UI if you want, which is nuts. There's also tabs down here to change what these all do. This is for switching between the different weapons. You got dart guns. This mag pulse does a lot of damage. You might want to save it for scary enemies like the assassin robots. Haven't really had too much luck with the stun gun, and haven't really tried using the spark so far. Medis give you light regen. You can do some things over here. This will turn off the UI temporarily, and this gives you a battery-powered ability to look behind you, which is kind of crazy. And I'll try to put some more notes in the text file, but good luck. This game is really cool. Thank you, Viper, for putting this on your sub-block. I'm enjoying it very much so far. Excited to see more of it. Let me try to turn off the game without breaking my capture card. 1 second.